Do something. Top 5. I'll cry. I will literally cry.
He will.
I will not like this at all.
You will cry?
I will. It'll be a single tear of just defeat. And,
we will bring you back with us to make sure we see that happen live. All right, for everybody, make sure you clip that and let us know and remind us if it does end up happening. But I'm with you. I think Alpha 7, we do need to see a bounce back out of this team. PMGC champions, they cannot continue to have this kind of performance here throughout this year. When we talk about some of the other squads that are also going to be in this group, we got to talk about none other than S2G. S2G is a squad that we're expecting a lot out of Turkey. It's just going to become a thing if the pressure is going to be getting to them.
I mean, S2G right now, going into PMGO Season 1 earlier this year, I was not really sold on their performance, right? I feel like a lot of us were saying back during the broadcast that they got very lucky with a few of the circles, especially on Miramar. But S2G, I think that actually right now during PMI did really good, right? We were talking about them quite a bit, Hot Dukes, and we're like, actually, this team has leveled up. The synergy's up there. Solid Case IGLing is on point. Calci in particular was putting up big numbers. So S2G, if they bring that same level of play that we just saw in PMI, who knows? Top 5 is in the cards for this squad.
Yep.
Oh, let's see what's going to happen because we have Vitality, E-Arena. Ladies and gentlemen, Group B might just be the group of death, but I think it's time we stop yapping and we actually get started with PMWC and EWC 26, Group B.
Sixteen teams have patiently waited on the sidelines for their chance to shine. Players who are hungry to make a statement on the Gadia City grid.
Bunny, yesterday 5 teams secured the spot in the final, while 3 of them saw the key crushed. Now, Group B is facing exactly the same challenge. Like, it's 12 games, 2 days, and every game counts.
That is right. Well, you know my favorite statement.
I know
you only get one chance at a first impression. I've also noticed we never even introduced ourselves yet. My name's Barney Banks, and I am your host alongside this fabulous Frenchman, Luti.
Thank you for that, Bunny, but you know what? The stage looks set. The Group B is ready for battle, so it is time to introduce our team, starting with EDA Esports.
TT Project.
ETSH Esports.
Wolves Esports.
Non-Team Red Force.
Tianba.
Darkness.
Hustler Crew.
Alpha 7 Esports.
गुड लाइक की एंट्री हो गई है
E-Arena.
Godlike Esports.
Seven 721 GS Esports.
Team Vitality.
S2G Esports.
Aura Esports.
And finally, your defending champions of PMWC, Yangon Galacticos! As you've seen on day 2 of the group stage, the margins are so tight. Every rotation, every elimination, every point matters.
Nous y voici. Group B is locked in and ready to go. Day 3 of the PMWC group stage at EWC 2026 starts right now.
Last year, Yangon Galacticos arrived at PMWC as underdogs. This year, they return as defending champions, with the chance to do something no team has ever done before: win the PUBG Mobile World Cup back-to-back.
They have to push now. Alpha 7 getting cut out by
Their journey to the title was anything but straightforward. After struggling to find their rhythm in the group stage, Yangon were forced to take the longer route through the survival stage. Their entire tournament came down to a single point. One fewer elimination would have ended their World Cup journey before the grand finals had even begun.
For this year, I do believe in my team because we had like a little bit of training time and we put a lot of work to that. We had a lot of discipline, so yeah.
shots back and forth, trades on either side.
But after surviving elimination, Yangon looked like a completely different team. Their rotations put them in strong positions. Their utility created openings and their confidence grew with every match. They knew when to fight, when to remain patient, and how to turn their opportunities into chicken dinners. By the end of the second day, Yangon had claimed 4 wins and moved to the top of the leaderboard. On the final day, the pressure continued to build as multiple teams became eligible to win. But Yangon remained composed, trusted their own game, and stayed at the top until the tournament was theirs.
What changed between survival stage and grand final is especially our mindset, you know. When we completed to the grand final, we don't have any pressure anymore. We can get all our fully potential.
Last year, Yangon had nothing to lose. Now everything has changed. They are no longer the surprise team flying under the radar. Every opponent knows their strengths, studies their rotations, and enters the lobby determined to take their crown. Being the hunter brought them the championship. Now they must learn how to compete while being hunted.
Defending champion is so much like everyone is watching on you and everyone is learning about you. It's no pressure on us, but we will try our best.
No team has ever won the PUBG Mobile World Cup twice. No champion has ever successfully defended the crown. Yangon Galacticos now have the opportunity to become the first. This year the question is no longer whether Yangon can win. It is whether anyone can stop them from doing it again. Can Yangon Galacticos make history and win PMWC back-to-back? Or will a new champion take their crown?
The stage is set. Paris is excited as the energy is starting to reach a fever pitch, and myself and Blank are in position for another exciting day. The twist in the narrative, though, Blank, is that we've changed teams. The return of the champions, and so much talent is right behind us, getting ready.
I know they absolutely are. We have some godlike fans with us right now, which is cool. You can imagine they're going to get pretty loud at some point today as they start to pop off. They pop off. We've got some big names coming in as well. We've got an absolute monster on that squad. Alpha 7 looking to potentially be just a little bit better, which isn't all that difficult considering the run that they've had this year. But it sounds like they've done a lot of preparation in the meantime, according to Revo. And again, like I said, I think Revo has cemented himself as probably the best shotgun player, close range player in the world. But I think Falak's going to give him a run for his money going forward.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised, dude. The signs of life we were seeing back in the first stage with the way that it was played, Blank, it was incredible. Do you know what's even cooler?
It is the ancient charm set from Yangon Galacticos. You can join the PMWC event in-game, redeem those perks for a chance at those outfits, which look fantastic, I might say.
The culture, the style, the way it's all tied in,
the smiles.
Yeah, dude, it's sick, right? I got to get me one of those. I saw him in the flesh when they came out yesterday wearing them, boy. Oh, it's he.
It is he. It is he. I mean, it is a vibe. It's a complete vibe. I love it. I need to get my hands on it in-game at some point, but they were rocking it yesterday, and again, they look sweet. They look cool. I was half hoping they'd be walking out in them today, but again, the jerseys look just as cool. These guys have style on the side of Yangon.
They do indeed. Already the arena is starting to get excited. The contrast, the different fans on either side. So many teams that are being represented here. Friends, family, the coaching staff, and the onlooking fans that want to see once again another rise to success for a squad like Alpha 7 Blank. They've done it before. And what a tantalizing prospect it is having two of our champions in one group. Very different right now when you look at the current landscape for either of them, but still, they both won it.
They both won it. They're both looking to do it again. And for Yangon, it's a case of defending their title now. It was a bit of a rocky way to the top for them last time, but they've made it. And like we've said before, absolute underdogs. But they've had a lot of time, a lot of focus brought into this one. A lot of training in the back end. They've had their filler arc. Now they're ready for the main event here at EWC. Let's see what they can get done. But Alpha 7, the fans, they're happy. They're looking to cheer their team on. And again, with the success Alpha 7 had this year, it is looking like they only have upwards to go, right? It can only get better.
It's very true, Blank. And it's starting to get loud in the venue. We're not even live yet, and Paris is lighting it up. You can hear the excitement. They brought all sorts of different instruments, and they're absolutely giving it. The beat of the drum is going. Paris, are you ready for Rondo?
Get loud, because it's first game of Group B. Let's see what these teams can do. We're going straight through the middle of the map here on Rondo, through Bamboo, past Neox. It's going to get hot. It's going to get heavy here on the first map of the day.
Just soak it in. For the viewers at home, it's a very different atmosphere from what we're feeling right now, live in the flesh, in the arena at EWC.
I can feel it on my skin. Goosebumps.
It's in the air, Blank, the excitement and anticipation. And this is before we've even seen a single Elim.
Running it through right now. Vitality out early, down towards that south side. Tiamba, Eagle sending out towards a recall beacon for the rest of the team to get out and get dirty in the mix of it. TT Project all heading over towards Fengtang actually, so not really going for a split early on the game here either. Heading over towards Neox, Darkin have proven himself time and time again to be one of those good close range players that you want to see in those moments. But before we do kick things off on such a mad map, we do have an interview coming through with Vitality just shortly, but things are already getting a little bit crazy here. Obscure opens up, Alpha 7 with the first elimination of the game. Godlike also going crazy over towards S2G here, Jackie.
We started off with some big opening elims straight out the gate, and that's what we want here on a battleground like Rondo. Alpha 7, what have you got in store? They usually display a ton of mechanical talent, and this would be the perfect environment to display that. An enticing head-to-head. Ravo on the move. 30 rounds to play with, looking for the peak up from Tiamba as they start to roam.
We're in Yulin and things are starting to get a little bit spicy. Tiamba on the outside at the moment, just looking in. They already have Eagle down towards that south side, like we said, but Jiggle is down there, and Jiggle's a bit of a difficult player to come up against. Luckily, he's on the other side of Tin Long Garden right now, so Eagle is safe for the time being. Tiamba can play a little bit less safely here. ETSH also finding some shots over towards Aura, but they're already on 3 eliminations this game. You can see the amount of recalls already coming through here. That is a damn lot of eliminations to start things off, but we are cooling things down now.
Brief moment of respite. Arc there. Trying to get the charge on point. Detonates with the stereo setup. Hoping for the peek out from necessary to see if you can get an opening. Follow up from this. That's already 2 elims on a hot drop that we've seen so far from Alpha 7. What are they going to be leaving with? That's the question.
On the inside here, looking to push up over towards necessary now. DP in hand, a good weapon for a 1v2. But pre-fires coming through the window. It's a good one with the AKM. Will make it happen. Revo again in close range. He's nasty, but it's Loco to come up to the plate now. Breeze out on the inside, will go down. The backup is there, but the backstop does get taken out. Hustler crew causing problems as Tiamba starts to flow on in.
Loco got an opportunity to reset himself as well with the meds. Just enough time to be in a good position to continue the fight, but Tiamba, smell the blood in the water. Nade on the wrong side of the banister, it won't connect. Just trying to get these bandages quick so he can reply. Shotgun for the close range engagement on the peak though, not swift enough. Goodbye, Loco.
3 guns point at you, you're gonna go down there. No matter how crazy you are. Revo taking shots over to QZ, who has been an absolute demon in some of these lobbies earlier in the year. He's absolutely showing people what he's made of over at PMI, but Revo goes down, and Alpha 7 taking a fair big hit there. They'll immediately reset on this one though. They got themselves 3 eliminations. It's the most anyone's got in the lobby so far. Decent nade though coming through from speed on ETSH. Fair bit of damage over towards Aking. We'll have to back off the angle. Sky on the back lines though. Nora. These guys usually dominate over towards Yulin, Jackie.
Is this going to be a usual result for them? On the periphery right now, setting up like vultures, keeping a good understanding of the landscape to see how these other teams are going to fight amongst themselves before they overcommit to anything too heavy on the investment front. ETHS had that nice nade to get a bit of chip damage off, but they've roamed as a pack round, and Sleepy could be caught. That's going to be the connection from NASA. An instant tag followed through with a flush there straight away.
Sleepy's generally like the off-anglist on the side of Aura, catches players off guard, but ETSH, they've got their eyes wide open at the moment. Circle's got some suspenders on it right now as it does lift heavy over towards the north side of the map. E-Arena is in position. A bit of a split right now. E-Arena, 10k. Finding Mania from Godlike. Should be able to get that res back up again. It's over towards the north side of the map. E-Arena, like I said before, playing on a 2-2 split, so they've got to play aggressive there. They've got to puff out the chest, ensure that teams don't get too comfortable in that region, because they're trying to confirm on both sides of the river here, Jackie.
You got to fight for that control. And the battle against Thora is still continuing right here, right now, with Tiamba also taking a piece out of them. Nearly on the rock up on the roadside. Good spot down towards the hill. Fine speed. Great reply. Nearly the double up as well, Blank.
Incredible reactions there coming through from Milu, and I mean, he's been doing a lot of work right now. Good shots from the sidelines, so that's QZ. Starting to make himself well known in the picture at the moment. Get the res over towards Milu and Fajita. Now left, kind of scrambling inside of Yulin, unsure how he wants to play this one out. Needs to get an ear over towards QZ, isolate the singular player, knows roughly where he is. That's 12k on the stair line. Now realizes he has to back this one up now. Misses the nade, will head upstairs. Aking gets some shots. It's an easy pick off for QZ. Tiamba up to 6 elims on the game already. We're looking at 1 a minute at the moment.
They're starting to rise. Taking pole position right now into the game. Meanwhile, you got the setup here with S2G up close and personal. A compound clash between the two. Dopeness, what can you do? SMG on the clear, runs into the pre-fire of Kamikaze, so that's an easy conversion for an elimination point, bringing them down to 3 players in this elaborate fight.
Very curious to see how S2G does this tournament. There was some luck earlier in the year that gave some fortuitous opportunities to get further into the circuit. But all these players are strong in their own right. They just haven't had those shining moments at the moment, but this clear looks good. I feel like S2G's been putting a lot of work in the back end at the moment. It's starting to show right now, up against Dopeness at least. And even if it was a fairly easy clear, the way they were going about it, the 2-2s, the jumps around the corner, felt coordinated. It's usually what Turkish teams are so good at as well, is that synergy, that coordination, which is why it did feel so out of character for S2G in the past to be so unlinked with one another.
You got to have the basics down. The protocols look nice there, at least, with the way they played off each other. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come. Squads on the move up towards the zone right now as well, getting themselves into position. Curious, Blank,
my
how this is going to go for A7.
On Rondo is Dunching because we can get many eliminations there. We have a good strategy to play on Dunching.
And we are back in with it. Just a quick interview with Vitality very, very quickly there. See him on screen right now, rotating round, but not yet to get a single elimination on board. Next circle shift now, Jackie, over towards the west-hand side here. Wolves feeling quite good about this, but for Alpha 7, this is a really, really nice opportunity for them. As they swing around the western side, they try to cut in early. They're right next to a res beacon as well, so they can hold off other teams that they like, but this is a super hard shift. A lot of teams on that eastern side feeling fairly uncomfortable. GS team now needs to re-rotate back over towards where they just came from on the north side of the map.
So far, so good for the excitement factor here. And I'm sure you can hear that as well. The fans getting amped up as this one starts to kick off.
He's now driving on through. Circle starts to close in. Yangon Galacticos starting down towards the test track, now looking to move over towards the rest of the team. Hustler crew also roaming on that north side, looking towards that high ground, right, to get a little bit more of that scouting through, but it's feeling more and more likely it's going to drop back down towards the southwest side, sit around Stadium. But again, Stadium's such a big place, so isolated, that cuts out quite a bit of the area. You don't really want to be playing on the northeast side either, Jackie. So you are locked in this southwest region. We also have the lake down towards that southwest side that sits on the slope downwards. This is awkward terrain.
Going to result in an even higher elevated level needed from some of our squads to play around it with the way the circle's been developing. Close grouping here as well. Once again, singing the praises of S2G in the first fight we saw from them. As they are collapsed upon on their advance, how do they display themselves? They're going to be able to hold themselves nicely. Could be a chance for an engagement forced upon them as well. It's TT and Nonshin that are not too far away.
Checking the top side of the stadium there makes sense as well. A lot of times you leave a player up there. It's a cheeky maneuver, get some shots out, but S2G keeping their sides clear right now. I like playing up against this pillar as well. You can basically cut off one side of the map to you and only deal with players trying to aggress on either edge. So I think that's a good shout from S2G so far. They're a very central position to work with off the back of that. And even so, they can catch players moving through. Godlike's taking a slower approach on the north side. I like it though. I think what they're trying to go for right now is leave that two-man over towards the northern edge, ensure that teams coming through from Nanshuan don't catch them off guard in future. So that high ground's going to be super critical for that factor in future. Alpha 7 also with a bit of a split lineup on that northern edge, looking for something very, very similar here. These guys are committed, actually, even dropping the emergency cover flares here too on S2G.
Well, big shift on it. The investment there of the cover flares, like you say, not really going to pay too many dividends for them as it will be taken out of play quite quickly. So they're going to be thinking about the future rotations that are still yet to come for them. Meanwhile, on the move on our screens right now, you can see Alpha 7, a squad that's got a lot of excitement behind them. Right here, right now, taking on Wolves could be the potential pipeline for them to get into a good position. Started it off nicely with the opening 3 elims. Nade towards Carrillo. It's big chip damage, Blank.
It's a struggle at the moment. Nade over the top here. One more airburst might do the trick. Goes incredibly low. Has to lob one back of his own. Will scare Elementrix a little bit, but it's only about 20% of the HP taken off, and he looks to keep the aggression up. Carrillo gets another first aid kit through, but the vehicle is absolutely stomped out right now. He might be able to get it a little bit of a distance out of there, but Alpha 7 knows that they need to get a move on. Stadium being such a big feature of this next circle as well leaves E-Arena in a really good spot, but how has Tiamba managed to squeak their way in?
Tiamba that was showing its incredible form in terms of the fights, at least early on the drops. If they get into a devilishly good position with what they've shown, maybe that could be a bit of a dark horse twist in the narrative for them going into game 1 on Rondo.
GS limping over. Milu opens up over towards Schweppes though. The off angler for E-Arena. Bit awkward. GS might hear this and want to aggress on it. Again, there's lots of little angles you can play in, but Milu will clean up one. Gets immediately refragged by Morban. ETSH finding Carrillo inside the Pagoda. Alpha 7 might just need to abandon him on this. I think it's the only play they have.
So either give it up or make it work right now in the mechanical side. They are taking hot shots back down,
by the way. Alpha 7 now moving Doom. Squeeze out, gets knocked out of the vehicle. Revo not in a good position, leaving Obscure with it all to do now. But NASA, last left alive for ETSH. Revo went down to the blue, he did his job. Got a fair few knocks on through. Obscure now needs to move up, get a little bit closer. Has to hit the first aid kit soon. NASA though cleaning out these eliminations. He peaks with that much HP, he's confident.
Unbelievable scenes. So close to his demise as well, but they're able to at least top themselves back up, get over towards the recall tower if possible. It could be a saving grace for Alpha 7, Blank.
Gonna drop down towards that south side now. He has time to do it, but once we hit stage 4, it's gonna get a little bit more difficult. He has to commit now, and kind of skidding off the road there doesn't feel good. Next circle will hit Stadium. We have not seen one of these in quite a while, and we get to see our first one now here in EWC. GS team playing on the outer edges at the moment. Rihan working off these stairways. It's a good place to play. Being able to peek up and down off the back of it is fun to work against. Benonction Red Force, they're up first. JS9 in the hands of XZY.
Nice first knock round the backside. Nade in to attempt to convert something from this as well. So many teams breathing down each other's necks here towards the stadium. A fitting finish potentially, given where we are right now, Blank. It's on brand, it's on point. Where does it go from here? Tony K with a quick pop of the stims, get himself back up. Surf going to start coming in as well, ushering those teams forward. We saw that recall play from Alpha 7. They do reset the squad. At least 2 of them alive and kicking. A duo is better than just one. How far can they take it? The arena lobby leaders right now with the Elims 9 under the belt. Tiamba fell earlier. Wolves with a backstab coming up swiftly on the non-shin. That's an opener from Elementrix, but TT get line of sight, and the scrap continues. The first Wolf shut down as the response from E-Arena's good.
E-Arena not been slow about at all. They want to get thick into the action. It's a good nade, bounced off the wall, not quite finding connection though on towards them. But Wolves, they are down on their feet, looking to get the reds off as quickly as possible. Slonic going very, very low. E-Arena looking for these flushes now. Emergency cover flares brought in because this is an emergency at the moment. One nade. Brother. Oh. Trade off there, Slonic low. Tonic getting him back up again. Elementrix goes down. So some shrapnel on the side. E-Arena looking to clear out space though. They know they have to do this. They were here very early on in the game, but I like how much presence they're showing here.
Carrillo again, getting stuck in for Alpha 7, but they take some hefty blows as Sleepy from Hora finally gets his revenge for the start of the game. This fight just doesn't stop either. Wolves up against the arena for so damn long as they finally buckle under the pressure. Wolves out of the running. Alpha 7 once again left with a solo. Ida taking the hit towards our reigning champions in Yangon.
Yangon has been playing real slow into this one too, but for E-Arena, it's good to see. Feels almost like the torch has been passed down from Vampire now to E-Arena. This Thailand team doing incredible work so far. TT Project look to get themselves out of this awkward situation. Alpha 7 still up and kicking now, but down to one player. 70 limbs on the mat, it's not bad, but it could be better here. but at least they didn't go out with absolutely nothing. I think for Alpha 7 they'll take that right now. But goodness me, so many teams afraid to head over towards Stadium now just because it is fairly locked down on these outer edges. We do have a circle on our hands here. A lot of teams on that eastern side quite pleased with how this has worked out. Vitality, Razy and Razak, the famous duo through from Indonesia, now looking to pump up a little bit more damage. Mormon grabs himself the Orc Master at the moment because he has been putting in work. A 13th elimination added now. A chicken dinner here would be fantastic for the point tallies.
For Alpha 7, the end finally arrives. Try as they might to keep themselves alive in our opening game. They did well, like you say, Blank, to at least draw a few more points out from it. But it finally bites the bullet on the wrap back over to Stadium. But like you say, E-Arena right now, ruling the roost with some of the fights they've been able to pick off on. Softening up the competition that's been coming their way as well. If they can lock this down, could be in a very tasty position. Already 14 elims. How far do they take it? And what a Godlike do here? Effect with the clap back. Good for one. Nice nade from S-Power, but Ephes tries to hold on to it. An intense encounter between these two sides. Godlike down to 2, but S-Power making the difference for now.
Godlike on our edge is a tough position to be in. S2G on their sideline.
Oh,
a
nice
quick
there,
rollback. S-Power makes it look easy, but Joker from a distance, stopping these teams in their tracks. The proactivity from E-Arena has been insane so far. There's not a fight that they have not been unwilling to be a part of.
If they get line of sight, you best duck your head down because E-Arena are absolutely farming in this battleground right now. S2G, heavy hit coming over to Hustler Crew. You got the off angle set up, looking to take pot shots down and save his mates. Kamikaze trapped behind the vehicle. They want to close the gap onto it. S2G going in aggro, Vitality in the distance as well. Kamikaze with a single knock, Loco drop back down, trapped behind the ridge.
AZM, you can hear his jammer pack just went out just then. Now needs to get a move on. S2G, they post up. AZM taking a huge amount of damage. The blue might just do the trick here. We'll take him out. S2G with 9 elimina on the game.
Crazy the sheer distance we're looking at as well. 9 elims being second place, 15 points for first right now, and the split on the actual minimap is insane with what we've been set up with. The only team that's looked comfortable realistically has been E-Arena from the position they've been in.
Oh, giving a single inch right now, and they have cleared out the entirety of the northwest side. Now they can pretty much shunt most teams down towards that southern edge. Schweppes opening up onto GS once again, and they are just swarming on them. Another goes down in Malik, and E-Arena looking for more and more points. 17 elims. Can they go further? Can they hit the 20 bomb?
Well, finally, it seems like someone's willing to test them. E-Arena taking casualties, but they're looking to reply back. They will keep themselves alive with Tourniquet, it seems, over at the stadium. Mixed Vitality pushing on to S2G. A back and forth fight, a quiet game otherwise for Vitality. They will play in their cards close to their chest, but they've got to fight for control right now.
Looking for the royal flush over towards S2G. All 4 players down potentially. Axel. One nade in hand, it's going to be an important one. Quick spray over towards Hamzy G. Quickly drops back down to his belly. Some more damage. I mean, he's hitting every shot. Just continue with it.
The numbers dwindling for S2G. Peek round the back of the rock, and Axel hits it swiftly. Goodbye, good night. They're down as Vitality start to get some energy going their way. Meanwhile, Ida taking it straight to the face of the reigning champs. Yangon inside the back of the warehouse. Emre incredibly low, and Vitality smelling the blood in the water. They can wrap off, play this safe, get into a better position. But can Yangon hold on?
Emre flexing those big muscles here inside the warehouse. Nade start to go through. Romeo in a difficult spot now. Will swing out the side. Desperation play indeed, but doesn't find the swift shot through the smoke here. Rita moves up, Smile goes down. Ida putting a frown on the faces of Yangon Galacticos. Last play incredibly low. Romeo is out.
They fall. Down and out in Rondo. And one by one, we whittle through our squads. The only fight we've seen taken to E Arena left them in a position with 2 players knocked. They reset from it and continue to live on. You asked the question, can they push to 20 elims? They only need 2 more, Black. But can Vitality suck up some of the points as they do advance onto the weakened Ida? Emre with the detonation on the vehicle. Vitality, you're going to have to recover from this swiftly. What's the decision making?
That's a rough one. Rita playing inside building. Good burnout from him. Tries to get back inside, but good shots from Axel. Has been on an absolute tear this game so far. Good damage all around. Feels like a lot of the eliminations have been stolen away from him. That is an insane pre-spray from Razy. Gets a lot of damage done towards Emre, and he was not expecting it. Almost jumped into the headshot. The flicks are crazy from Federales.
They're playing on a different pace of the game right now, and it does work out for Vitality to bring the thunder back down to Ida. Man with the quickest fingers in France.
Could not believe what I just saw. And I don't think either could Ida, honestly. They witnessed that and it was terrible. Lufa will move up from Dopeness, takes down the first player so far from the arena. They are down to 3. Vitality still sitting pretty with 4. And teams have to push out into them.
2 fights happening back-to-back. Stereo setups from our teams with Hora taking the hit straight to Vitality. Jiggle the only one, keeping his eyes peeled over onto the E-Arena encounter versus Dopeness. They eat the opening nade. Schwepp setting up for another one, but on the peak takes a few shots, low on HP. No fear with the steal versus Vitality. Can Dopeness actually defend themselves now?
Great Molotov forces him through the doorway, opening up the lines of sight. Now just one player left alive here. It is Speak Up. E-Arena need to break their way out of here. 19, if they finish this fight, they're up to 22. An unbelievable game. Speak Up has to make the crazy play, and there it is. A 22 elimination game. The first match of Group B. E-Arena is bringing it.
Not only are they looking for an opening game win, they're looking to do it by sending a message. And for Hora, they weakened Vitality amongst all this, but they were able to reset. Investing some of their utility, they're still alive with 4. Hora waiting on the steps on an off-angle setup whilst Razy scouts further back. No need to overcommit yet. Forced out of the vehicle, though. Tucks in behind the tree. If you fall to sleepy, you could get very awkward quickly.
Razy, put on the backside of the tree here, has to drop something. The cover flares. All that's left to keep them alive. E-Arena pushes away over towards the northern edge. They're going to hold out here. Aura coming in with 4 players. It's going to be hard to clean out this game here. E-Arena, though, they are on fire so far. This team is warm, ready to go, no fear. Time to put some more eliminations in the books. Vitality with a quick rescue. But can they make it back? They do. Goodness me.
It's tense now. Fine margins between these teams. The rappel up to the top side. Schweppes playing it cheeky, Blank.
I mean, just looking for more eliminations here. They have already done an incredible amount of work so far. Joker gonna head up next. No one's taking shots. Getting the high ground is insane. The cover flares come down underneath. Moment left behind. He's crazy. Jiggle moved down. Might have seen him though. Might have spotted him. Cover flares on the roof. You are wild for it. Jiggle, I don't think he's had any idea.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
No way.
Now he knows, Blank. Joker with a headshot unloads from the top of the roof. It's good damage onto it.
They have full control over this one. The emergency cover flares drop down. Now give them incredible peaking advantage up against Vitality. A little tank here and there, but goodness me, the Blue's going to push them out to the open. This is more eliminations for E-Arena. They have the perfect setup.
You have entered E-Arena's arena at this point. The gladiators here in France as they are ruling from the top side. Control of the ground floor as well with Mormon in position. And Vitality know that they are forced to advance eventually. You're exposed either way. And Joker's looking for the peak back towards the warehouses. How far can they take it with the Elims? They look for more decent damage. There's another knock from Schweppes.
Instantly trying to flush out on that one. 24 in the bag. Blow up the vehicle. Don't let them go any further on the back of this one. Aura can do nothing but stand by and watch. M79 brought out to hopefully bring a train, but the rescue I don't think is coming for Razak next. Joker finds the peak off the back of it. Mormon holding the angle. But they're patient, they're real patient about it. But a nasty headshot Federales saves the day here. Joker has to not be greedy. That tree saves his life in that moment. The sightline just not quite there. Oh, Mormon.
That's the issue, Blank. The duo so heavily focused at the cover flare setup on the roof side. If they leave themselves exposed, can Mormon steal this away from the ground, draw the crosshair off, and guarantee himself something to play with?
Stage 9 now. It gets spicy. Center dots towards this loot crate. E-Arena may need to drop down at some point, but they'll see what they can get done in the meantime. Vitality playing it slow, but will have to move. Even more emergency cover flares dropped.
Building themselves barrier after barrier. Oh, shot down again. Joker gets the peek out. Federales cowering close towards the limited cover he's got, but no fear. Sees an opportunity and swings round. Federales with a hold. Some clean connections in the past couple minutes here.
E-Arena, they see this, they know the knocks are going through, they're looking to send nade, they feel like they're in range, it's on target, a bit of chip damage. Razy has to back out, one more nade over the top, it looks on target, there, it's unreal from up on high. They are dropping bombs down towards Aura. This is insane work. Sky goes down, more eliminations available here, might take them to 29, Jackie.
One away from the big 30, and there's only a single member of the squad left to try and fight against them. The dream of E-Arena on Rondo, as they've been living their movie, Elim after Elim. And Sleepy is all that remains between them and an unbelievable game one.
Schweppes looking down upon their arena, their stadium. What a ridiculous result here for E-Arena. It has been sublime from start to finish. The circle begins to close. We're getting right into those final moments. Just one more minute before it all finishes.
Coming down to the bitter end, Sleepy looking up towards the sky, but will he be on point when they're forced to drop? It's all a matter of timing. Two crosshairs going to be swiftly on his angle. Can he withstand the duo drop? That's one with the shotty. All onto the last man as Schweppes tries to withstand the peak. Sleepy on the double up. Quick shots, can't quite connect.
He's going down.
The zone's nibbling away at him blank.
There's
and
no
that's
way.
how they finish it.
Thailand makes a stand here at EWC. An incredible 39-pointer. They've got half the points that some teams earned yesterday at the end of it all in one match.
A game one chicken dinner with an unbelievable narrative. It wasn't even a single pop-off play. It was the entire team working in unison from start to finish. The mechanics, the movement, and the setups. They read the game perfectly. And they hit their shots.
I mean, respect to Revo. I mean, he's smiling over this. And he should be. Everyone should be smiling. This is records broken. This is records made. On a first game of all things. They've done it. Like, they're in. Right? They're in at this point. Yeah, they're not dropping out.
It's incredible. I didn't expect it.
I mean, it's just disbelief on players' faces. I don't think anyone looks all that sad about it.
They're shocked. That's all it is, Blank.
I mean,
shocked.
Aura's probably shocked, yeah. Goodness me. What a game. What a game. I've not seen anything like it.
And for E-Arena, just another day in the books. Showing up massively.
Yeah. We're going to replay here. I have never seen a play like this work out, by the way. Never.
I can't believe it.
The fact that Schweppes is able to just crack the can open and make this work is wild. Let's hear him with the team.
Bro, clear comms, clear comms. They were just locked in. There was nothing that needed to be said.
Where's the comms? Where's the comms? There's no comms. They are locked.
They knew what needed to be done. Trusted their individuals on that one. No need to waste brain power talking. Let's just get it done, and that's what they did.
Man, I mean, the Rabbits, they bounce up the leaderboards, and they'll stay there for a while. We'll be back shortly after this.